and Marianne. I already put it on the YouTube channel already. Please go back and click on it. All right, and help you with your work. Right, so at this stage, we are no longer looking at drawing it or answering the property questions, but we are trying to identify the properties in these diagrams drawn. So one of the first discussion we had yesterday is about a rhombus versus a parallelogram. So yesterday we concluded that the first thing is when I use a diagonal line and cut a rhombus into half, you'll get what you call an isosceles triangle. Because all four sides are the same, just like a square. When you cut a square, you also get into exact halves, you get isosceles triangles. But for parallelogram, like rectangles, when you cut into half, you don't get the isosceles triangles. But you'll still be able to see the triangles here. So again, I'm going to help myself by going through the process of trying to get my eyes to see things that I need to. So I have two triangles here, surrounded by the lines of the parallelogram. Okay, and I'm supposed to find D. So you know that D is a part of this corner here. And yesterday, one of the important properties we need to know is that the corners between parallel lines add up to 180. So this angle, the orange, I colored it orange. These two angles, the corners between the equal sign, the parallel line, add up to 180 degrees. Now, because of the parallelogram, we also know that the opposite angles are equal. So this corner here will be 55 degrees. So this is 55 degrees. So 180 will be equals to this corner, 55 degrees, plus angle B plus 52 degrees. So I can use the property of this orange and this orange add to be 180. I can use 180 degrees minus the opposite angle, which is 55, minus the part that's given 52. Okay, so I can either do subtraction, or like what I saw some of you did yesterday. Another option is I do 180 degrees minus bracket. I add up first. But the bracket is important, you must do the bracket. If you don't do the bracket, then it's you get your subtract only already. Okay? So you get 100 and better do working. I also often make mistake with the regrouping. 125. 125 minus 52. Don't forget the degree symbol. Liang, yesterday when I was marking over, you missed out the centimeter and meter. That's like half mark each. So the degree symbol, please remember to write in. Yes? Yeah, can is up. Both methods are all right. So answer is 73 degrees. So now at this stage, we are like applying the properties of the shapes to answer questions. So I can remind myself here. So you have the parallelogram versus rhombus versus trapezium. So for all three of them, the one rule applies. Two corner angles between the parallel lines add to 180 degrees. This is the common property among all of them. For parallelogram versus rhombus versus trapezium. This is the common property amongst all of them because they have parallel lines. But for parallelogram, there are two pairs of parallel lines. For rhombus, sorry, a bit not clear, but you can hear what I'm saying. Rhombus also two pairs of parallel lines. But trapezium, only one pair of parallel lines. So this is like what Ethan was doing in PowerPoint slides yesterday. Basically, I can remember the properties of the four-sided figures easily by having a comparison in mind like that. Parallelogram versus rhombus versus trapezium. The main property that is often used is the one that's about two corners angles between the parallel lines add up to 180. Then for parallel and rhombus, both of them has two pairs of parallel lines, but trapezium only one pair. Therefore, rhombus is four sides equal. The trapezium can be none of the sides equal. It can be two sides equal. Trapezium is more flexible. So yesterday we discussed if there is a two sides that are equal, maybe you will get the isosceles trapezium. Then for parallelogram is like a rectangle, right? So you have two short sides the same and two long sides the same. Their opposite sides are equal. Okay, opposite sides are equal. So I say two short sides, two long sides is like the rectangle. So this is a summary of the properties. For parallelogram, you have two corners angles between parallel lines at 180 degrees. Two pairs of parallel lines, two short sides, two long sides. Rhombus, two corner angles at 180 degrees. Two pairs of parallel lines, one side equal. Then trapezium only two corners between parallel lines at 180 and then one pair of parallel lines. That's it. There's one last one that says among all, that means all corners, all angles add to 360. This one is the other one that we learned. Okay? Okay, so in other words, for every question, we are trying to identify, look for the property in the question. So for this one, very similar to this question. It's almost exactly the same, but the line is cut in a different. It cuts to the side of the parallelogram. It doesn't cut to the corner, but it's the same skills. So this corner, think, and this corner add to 180 degrees. So the same steps apply. Because this one is the opposite angle from this one, is 60 degrees as well. So these two corners add up to 180 degrees. So angle D is the same steps. 180 degrees minus 60 degrees minus 70. Same steps. So opposite, this is 60. These two corners add up to 180. So minus the part here. So same steps. Is it okay? I use the highlighter to train my eyes to be able to pick out the different parts, different things better. If it's just plain colors, sometimes you get challenging to see. Okay, am I going too fast? Then for the rhombus, yesterday we discussed already the thing about it being four sides equal. So B being four sides equal, I can identify the isosceles triangle. That means I'm going to use this color not to show the parallelized sides, but to show the isosceles triangle. So if you recall the isosceles triangle, the one that I said that looks like a cat eye, between the isosceles sides, these two corners here, right? Again, these two corners are the same. So E is 65 degrees because it's an isosceles triangle property. So you can turn it around and see it's like that. Okay, so E is the isosceles triangle because you cut the rhombus into two triangles. Then for F, this is the two angles that will be the same as for F. So I can say that this angle, the opposite, this is also 138 degrees. So angle F, 180 degrees minus 138 first. Then divide by 2 because of the isosceles triangle property. Okay, but really in a very guided manner. Okay, if that's okay, we're going to move along. And anybody else need to look at this? Okay, we got 3 more pages to go. Let's go a bit faster, okay? Okay, Kayla. Okay, now, so at primary 6, what will you be expecting to be able to complete? So at primary 6, now these questions are all straightforward, either 1 mark or 2 mark. Just like the question in your exam that says ask you what's the area of the triangle. Then level 2 questions will come in. What are level 2 questions? Level 2 questions are when you have to use properties across different chapters. For example, you can look at this page. You probably have to use properties such as, like for example, this one is trapezium here. Can you see that there are two triangles? What kind of triangle is this? Have you learned this? Yeah, right angle triangle. And that requires that I may have to use the triangle property that we learned in the previous chapter. Then you look at the other page. What kind of triangle is this? Look again, look closely. Equilateral triangle, that's correct. So you see, you need to apply knowledge and skills for 2 chapters, triangle and trapezium. What about this one here? Look at this one. It says here, STU is a straight line. Can you find STU? Now, it's very important for this kind of chapters and questions, you run your fingers through things. Now, STU, this is a line, it's not a triangle. So this chapter is on straight line properties. So again, you see how different chapters come into play together. So at P6, what you need to know is that what you'll be experiencing is that you'll all be starting to apply what you have learned across different topics. Okay? And such questions are very common during PSLE. Then, for example, this one on the page 180, you'll see shapes inside shapes. So here you have the triangle that's isosceles found inside a rhombus. Then you really have to challenge your eyes to be able to pick up the different shapes. Okay, right. So starting off with the slightly easier ones. You have to find Q here. Oh, so the trapezium property come in. You can use the same properties as how we have used previously. The two corner angles between the parallel lines add up to 180 degrees. So the same property, that's all. So this is the most common one, which I say is the easiest one. Between the two parallel lines, find the corners. Sorry, I look at the time now. I think we don't have enough time for computer later. We probably only have enough time to complete. Okay, let's just aim at completing this. Then next week, Tuesday, maths lesson, we can have a more chillax time. I will remember to book the computer then. And Wednesday. Next Monday is your inter-class game, okay? So remember to wear your PE t-shirt next Monday. Right? Is it Tuesday also? Okay. I remember they were quite strict about it. So if you are not wearing the correct attire, you may not be allowed to play. Okay, you get solve. And don't forget to do the regrouping. I think the tricky part is a lot of students after this they write 145. Regrouping wrong already. Okay, the next one here. Can or this one? 100. It's P, right? Is it correct? Okay, then this one you have two unknown angles. Then you have R and S. And then you have two unknown angles. Okay, but then got a bit of help. There's a triangle here. The yellow color triangle that I colored. So angle R, I'm going to use sum of angles in a triangle to help me to solve. So angle R is 180 degrees as the triangle here, minus 140 degrees minus 20 degrees. Yep. Happen to get an isosceles triangle. Then I find S. Okay, then for the S, right, you need to know that these two are the corner angles between the parallel lines. They add up to 180 degrees as well. So 180 degrees minus the 120 degrees minus R is 20 degrees. Am I going too fast? Okay? Or is it too slow for you? Normal, okay. Okay, then the next two questions, you can use the same methods to solve. So for x is the same as how you found r, and w is the same as how you found s. Okay? Angle x and angle w. Okay, move on. So angle x is the same as how you found r just now, the sum of angles in the triangle. This one here. So this is the yellow triangle that I highlighted in the previous question. So using this triangle property, so I use 180 degrees minus 85 degrees minus 42. That's for x. Yes. Right. Right. Everything okay? Okay. Okay. Is it correct? 95 minus 42. Then for W, you use these two corners between the parallel sides. So minus 85 minus x. So 95 degrees minus 53. So the same thing, almost the same thing with all the questions. Theta is 90 degrees for a right angle. Then you have the parallel line, then two triangles. So first you find y by using these two corners. So y is 180 degrees minus 70 degrees minus 50 degrees. Because add up to 180. The last one you can do by yourself. The last one is just a bit different from others. Because the last one is using this one and this one. Then this is an unknown. What do you think is this value? Here we have the right angle triangle here, right? So what is this value? Hundred 80 minus 90 minus 60. So this is 30 degrees. 30. You say 30? Because that's right angle triangle. So 90, so these two add up with 90 as well. So this 30 degrees. Then to find this, Z 180 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 30 degrees. The orange add up to 180. Okay, done. Last one. Let's go. Very guided all the way to the final answer. I seriously hope that you can do this next year without me guiding you. And I move on. Okay, last one, level 3. It says level 3, but honestly, I feel that it's doable. Now, level 3, because you can see that you look at this diagram, nothing is given. Like, no values are given. So you really have to count on your knowledge of the properties to help you. Then, the next challenge is that you need to remember how naming angles is like. So, angle ABD is labeled here, this one. So this is where your brain has to start this auto search find, like you Google. Dear Siri, find the parallel line. Then you have to find. So you can see that there's this trapezium here, there's this triangle here. When I join them together, you get a whole trapezium. This is an equilateral triangle. Because it's an equilateral triangle, it will be 60 degrees here, 60 degrees here, 60 degrees here. Then there you got the answer already. These two corners between the parallel lines that are initially colored in pink, AB and EC, these two corners will add to 180 degrees. In other words, I can solve angle AB in just one step. That is the 180 degrees minus the 60 minus the 60. Which turns out to be 60 degrees as well. Finish. Now, so the thing is, when you look at a level 3 question, because there's no information provided, it can scare you. So what you need to do is to really question yourself, what is it then? If the question looks so empty, there must be something in the question that can give you the complete answer. And then who knows you one set to everything. That's the thing about geometry questions. Once you can see, identify the properties of the shapes in the picture, you are closer and closer to answering it correctly. So is this really difficult? Not really, right? Yeah. Once you can pick up and fill in the missing properties, you can get it. Okay, next one. Very fast. Two more. Three more after this one. So as you can see, the tools given, the parallelogram, and then you have a straight line. So the straight line properties comes here. Where's the straight line? The straight line is here. So with the straight line property, I can already identify this angle here, which is 40 degrees. I'm supposed to find this angle here. This angle is angle RST. It's the one that's asked in the question. Okay? I can of course write it out in full. So angle STR or RTS equals to 40 degrees because 180 degrees minus 140 degrees. Because sum of angles on a straight line. Then this angle here, because it's the opposite angle of the parallel lines, the parallelogram. So this angle is opposite here to this angle, so it's 120. So angle SRT or TRS is 120 degrees. The property is opposite angles in the parallelogram. Finally, I find this one by sum of angles in the triangle. Finish. So in this one question, there are three properties used. The first one is the angles on the straight line. The second one is the opposite angles. The last one is sum of angles in the triangle. So once you find this question like challenging and difficult, then how? First of all, you must memorize the properties. Second, always get the highlighters to help you to get your eyes to see the layers of lines. The third one is like how some of your parents earns money. Parents money, special wealth, they get you to do a lot of questions except for this part of papers. Even though they are not the most enjoyable thing to do, but because you do it so very often, you get trained to do it in a way. And if you practice kicking a soccer ball 100 times, definitely you will kick better. Okay, moving on. The last two, yes, the finishing already. Give you 1 minute to digest this sheet. Try to pick up the properties stated in the question. So first you have the first you have the property of the parallel. Then you have the isosceles triangle. Then the last one here says straight line. This green color. I think a lot of lines very confusing. So let me do color many lines first. I just start one by one. Oh, but I need the straight line first. I don't think you need the straight line first. Honestly, I'm like doing most of the thinking here. I hope you are like try your best to follow along and think as well. So the straight line here, I'm going to do it in purple. Just now I made a comment very quickly that say, oh no, I initially I wanted to color it later, but then I realized that I need a straight line first. Do you know why? That's because the other properties, there's nothing given that can I use. So it says isosceles triangle, but for the isosceles triangle, no angles are given. So nothing that I can use yet. So I said the purple one is the first one that I must highlight because that's the only one that is a measurement here. For this one also is like quite single out, nothing else is given. So the most useful is this one first. So I'll find angle MKL first or LKM by using 180 degrees minus 92 degrees. That's the first one that I can use. 88 degrees. This is angles on the straight line property. So I find this one first. Then after that, then I can find other things. Okay, so after that, I have this angle already. Then I can find the isosceles triangle. That's here. So I will find this one, angle LMK or KLM. Using the isosceles triangle property, bracket 180 degree minus 88 degree divided by 2. Okay. Which is 92 degree here. You already minus before already. Divide by 2. So give me 46. So this is 46 degrees. Then finally, then I work for use the last property, the trapezium property. There is these two angles add up to 180. So finally, I reach to finding the unknown angle, which is this one. J and K. Last question. So you realize that the last property that was given was actually my first property that I used, the straight line. So actually, all the clues to the question is in the question itself. Use the straight line, then use the isosceles, then finally use the trapezium. Okay, last one. Last one, okay? Last one looks difficult because it's like overlapping shapes. But if you use the same idea as how we talked about just now, I identify the things that are given in the question, then I work and see if I can find the properties in the question. Okay, I'm supposed to find this one here, BCE. Oh, actually, this question quite easy. Yeah. Really, it's easy only when you can see the properties appearing in the question. Okay, so the rhombus. Okay, let me just work through the first one. The isosceles triangle is here. So the hand here, the legs here. So this very tiny angle here. This very tiny angle will be the first one that I find. Angle ECB. Minus 160 degrees divided by 2. Twenty degrees divided by 2. Okay, 20 degrees by 2, 10. So 10 degrees here, 10 degrees here. Okay, after that, I use the rhombus, rhombus property. All four sides. So then the opposite angle. Okay, then I show you. This is the opposite angle. This is the opposite angle. Because it's a rhombus, all four sides are equal. So this angle and this angle is the same. Angle BCB. BAD. So finally, you get BCE radio. It's all finished. Okay, we have all finished, officially finished our lesson. Okay? Oh, but I really say this kind of questions, like I said just now, if you can get yourself to be able to identify the properties in the question, definitely be close to answering. Don't be quick to give up on questions like that. Try the methods. Use a highlighter, use the properties, some steps. Like for example, this one is a 3 4 marks question. 3 marks, 1 mark here, 1 mark here, 1 mark here. You can get 1 mark. Try to get 1 mark for this question. That's also a good start already. Use whatever properties that you can. Okay? Okay, that's the end. Now, the last part here, this one optional. We have done this before previously, right? So entirely optional for this. One day, can I collect both the drawing and this copy? I urge you to go home and try to, now I'm going through almost everything with you. I'm like doing the thinking here. I don't know whether you are able to process this on your own. I urge you to go home, look at the same question again, cover the answer, and try to do by yourself on a separate piece of paper. You're gonna have to try to do it by yourself. Okay? Okay. That's it.